I hope you've been taking swimming lessons, ladies and gentlemen. It's been almost 2 years since a season of American Horror Story has come out, and we have our first glimpse at Season 10, Double Feature, Part 1, Red Tide. I'm not going to be wasting any time. We're going to be taking a deep dive, pardon the pun, into the latest trailer and seeing what clues it offers. But before we begin, if you haven't seen the trailer, I've left a link in the description below, and make sure to like and subscribe because I'm hoping to break down every episode of the season. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, we can see the Provincetown, Massachusetts pier at low tide. I'm pretty sure it's this thing over here, but if anyone is familiar with Provincetown, let me know in the comments. And here is the Provincetown sign, and what I really love here is the date 1686. Now, the official founding of the city was 1727, but it was also the site where the Pilgrims landed from the Mayflower way back in 1620, so there's a lot of history here. And if there's anything we know about American Horror Story is that they love to do flashbacks, and this trailer even hints at some. The tie-in with the Pilgrims here also means we could be getting some crossover with Season 6's Roanoke colony. Even though that was set in Northern Virginia, this whole idea of older colonies could come into play. Here we get our first glimpse of the main character of Part 1, Finn Wittrock's Harry Gardner. In the YouTube trailer description, it says this season focuses around a struggling writer, Harry, his pregnant wife, here we see Lily Ray visibly pregnant, she plays Doris Gardner, and their daughter Alma moving into a secluded seaside town for the winter. Partially blocked by the lights, we can see what appears to be someone showing them the home, but I'm not convinced it's any of the main cast. This seems to be a fresh start for the family and for Harry, who wants to finish his work without distractions. In this shot, it looks like Doris is busy with redecorating the place, and rightly so. It's pretty drab. She has all these different kinds of swatches, and it looks like she can't make a decision between white and slightly off-white. Take a look at this shot of a man's hands playing the piano. This is followed by some sheet music here, and you can barely make out some piano keys on the bottom as the camera reveals Evan Peters' character Austin, who is using his martini shaker like a maraca. Notice here that the piano hands seem older, so this is likely not his character, rather a pianist at one of the local bars or restaurants we'll see later. Austin is also a writer of music, and we can hear him in the voiceover talking about how this place is inspiring. Another shot of the town at low tide and a blank laptop screen as Harry struggles with inspiration. Voiceover plays from the bar scene where it looks like he's conversing with Austin and Frances Conroy's character, BELLE NOIR. We don't know much about Belle, but it's possible she's an artist as well, and as we'll see later in this trailer, Harry gets into some sort of trouble with them. Here we have Alma playing the violin. The bow has been hinted at in a previous trailer, and considering the case is ominously a crimson red, it could play a larger role in the season. No real significance of the composer Leopold Godowsky that I can see yet. He was a famous Russian-American piano player, so it looks like music may play a large role in this season. And here we get our first look at Angelica Ross's character, the chemist. We'll later see her creating these black pills in a lab. In the promotional posters, we've seen these black pills with the aliens and sea creatures. This might be something that ties both parts of Double Feature together. Harry suffers from writer's block, which Austin says won't last long here, and just a few shots later we see Harry starting what appears to be a screenplay. To the left is a book called Land's End, a book about Provincetown by Pulitzer Prize-winning author Michael Cunningham. Here's a cemetery which will see Alma overlooking a tombstone for a soldier named Brandon Newman from 1775. This appears to be her mother behind her, as it looks like the same coat we saw her wearing when she entered the home. Onward to Leslie Grossman's character Ursula, a kind of interesting name since Ursula is the name of the villain in The Little Mermaid, and considering this part of Double Feature centers around the sea, it's a very purposeful name choice. She's sitting across from AHS newcomer Macaulay Culkin in the same bar we saw Harry in. We can tell by the picture in the background, and Macaulay, who plays a character named Mickey, seems extremely apprehensive at helping Ursula find out what weird occurrences are happening here. Judging by the set photo here, it looks like Ursula is extremely rich. More Alma violin footage and Harry typing away. His writer's block looks to have been overcome. We get some more voiceover of Belle Noir's character, which, by the way, her name translates to Beautiful Black from French. I wonder if there's any relation to the black pill. In her VO, she says, "Success is addictive once you get a taste of it." This is followed by a rack-focused shot of Harry looking at his wife's bloody finger. It's a little too too early to say, but I got mad vampire vibes here, especially after Belle Noir says of success, quote, "You'll never be able to live without it. Substitute success for blood and you have some sort of vampire creature." Here we have a gun being pulled on Harry. This is likely what gets him involved in that scene where Belle Noir slits someone's throat. Now this might tie into the woman with her throat slit here. If I were to hazard a guess, this looks to be Adina Porter's character, Chief Burleson, as we can make out what could be a Provincetown Police Department emblem on the side here. And now we have the queen herself, Sarah Paulson's character, TB Karen. In an interview, Paulson stated she had the best named character ever, so I think they're holding off on what TB actually stands for. And I'm curious if her character is literally one of those entitled Karens, as the show often pokes fun at pop culture. TB Karen is not looking good here. It's almost as though her eyes are bruised and she is running away from something or someone. We get some voiceover of Doris saying we're not safe here, followed by Dennis O'Hare's character Harold stumbling upon a severed hand and foot. The hand here has a distinct R ring. Now I've gone through the whole trailer and haven't been able to match it with a character, nor is there a character with a first or last name that starts with the letter R. My guess this is someone we haven't met yet. Doris walks with a knife in her home and opens the door to find what appears to be her daughter. We only get this tiny one-frame glimpse. The next shot is of the pale creature, at least that's what they've called it in the IMDb credits, probably somehow related to these things we've seen in the posters. By the looks of things, this dude is attacking the town bar. Now we get a shot of what could be a female pale creature. We know there is a female actress who plays one according to IMDb. Here we're at the graveyard, and it leads me to believe these two might be looking for one another. Is it possible there's a connection to that gravestone we saw Alma looking at earlier? Here we have Mickey's character looking like he's breaking into a home, so role reversal from Home Alone. The wallpaper and stained glass suggest this is not Harry's home, but likely Belle Noir's. If that's true, it means that Belle Noir may hold the secret to what Ursula is looking for. Alma tells her mother that it takes pain to make beautiful things, and in the next shot we see what looks to be Doris taking Alma's violin. Will she smash it? Place your bets now. Now this shot here has been the most difficult to decipher. We have a bloody Harry in some sort of basement with what appears to be an unconscious or dead body, and he's holding a gun to someone. It's also just a very odd choice of clothing for the winter and a cold basement. He's also not wearing any shoes. We just don't have enough info to make any huge claims just yet, but if I were to take a guess, the dude on the floor is someone we haven't met, and he's pointing the gun at Belle Noir. Also, there's a power saw and some chains in the back. It's possible someone here was chained up. We also get our first shot of Billie Lourd's character, Lark, another odd name. She seems to be some sort of dentist, and if you pay close attention here, you can see Harry's tooth chipped almost fang-like. And in the posters, you'll have seen these fang-like teeth. Just why he needs his teeth like this, who knows? Here we have what appears to be a man with a hair bun opening the door to Belle, Austin, and Harry. And Harry doesn't look like he's going to enjoy what's about to happen. We have Mickey being embraced by who I think is TB Karen. The look on Mickey's face suggests it's either an unexpected hug or he's getting stabbed, and since it occurs right before this shot of TB walking away from a dead body all bloodied, I think they want us to believe that's what happened, but I think it's a fake out. No toque seems to be a different overcoat. I'm inclined to believe that these are two separate scenes and that isn't Mickey's body on the beach. Let's also talk about the blood on TB's face. Did she straight up bite or eat that dude in the background? The show has already hinted at bloodthirsty creatures, so let me know what you think in the comments below. Another shot of that pale creature. At first I thought this might be on the beach, but then I saw the arrow sign in the top left showing that it's concrete. We have another shot of the cemetery with the pale man and a woman getting down on her knees. Notice here the bouquet of flowers he holds. Could this be from her? Is he leaving them on a grave where his lover is? And is this woman here getting down on her knees to beg, or is she just insanely happy to see him? Our last shot is of Doris in labor, suggesting that part 1 might climax with the birth of their child, and this child will likely play a large role in the events of the season. You don't just make a character pregnant for fun unless it somehow ties into the narrative. So those are the major things I picked out of this trailer. I hope you're excited for the season as much as I am. I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm always coming out with new AHS videos. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember, Daddy loves you very much.